Well, hello there, Chick Chatters, and welcome to our Christmas special.
Christmas!
The Christmas special, and this is a part 2 because we did do one last year. So now this is our second stab at a holiday special. We got a couple of Christmas stories of the week, 2 for you this time.
Got my eggnog.
You do. In your Christmas cup, I have my HEB Christmas tree rolling up some good
Christmas. Hope you're all enjoying your holidays, and we hope that you enjoy a couple of holiday stories.
So this one is from Am I the Asshole? And it's titled, Am I the Asshole for Suggesting That We Lock Up the Christmas Presents After What My Niece Did Last Year? And this is from a year ago.
Okay.
It starts, every year my siblings and I, alongside our family, spend Christmas with our parents. We stay at their house for a few days. Everyone opens gifts together. It's hectic, but a lot of fun. The kids enjoy having one big sleepover with their cousins. My mom likes having everyone home again. We all pitch in. It's a win-win. Last year, my brother married Sally. She has a 7-year-old daughter, Mindy. These are aliases.
No way.
You're listening and not watching. This was their first Christmas with us. It seemed like they were having a fun time. Christmas Eve, all the kids went to the finished basement to sleep. We told the kids to not open gifts without us and to wake us up when they did. This was repeated several times. Once the kids were asleep, we put all the gifts under the tree and eventually went to bed ourselves. The next morning around 6 a.m., I wake up early and head downstairs. I find the living room a mess. Half of the gifts were unwrapped. Several of them had been ripped from their boxes. There was Mindy playing with some of the toys, most of the ones that weren't even hers. She knows how to read, and they were all labeled. So she knew this. I was in shock. I went and got my brother, Sally, alongside the rest of the adults. Sally was super embarrassed. My mom was very upset, and the other kids weren't up yet. So we tried to salvage what we could while Sally talked to Mindy. Not a thing could be fixed, and she had broken quite a few toys completely. The broken ones weren't even her own toys. Luckily, not everything was damaged, and even the boxes that were the kids didn't notice. But my nephew, sister's son, had one of his big gifts destroyed, and he was sad when everyone else got theirs when he was told he'd have to wait for a new one to come back in. Sally and my brother reimbursed everyone. Minnie didn't get to open gifts with everyone, but joined the festivities later. She apologized but kept making excuses. She said she didn't want to wait, and she wanted to see what everyone else got. We're all preparing to go to my parents' house again this year. I put in the group chat that we should either lock the door to the living room this year or put a gate around the tree so that no one can get to it. I didn't even name names, just specifically said no one. Sally and my brother got mad, accusing me of treating Mindy like a baby or like an animal. And I said, I'm not, but this is a precaution, so none of these kids are tempted. And they said that this isn't necessary and I'm holding a mistake over Mindy's head. I said, no, I'm not. I'm trying to make sure we have no repeat. Because I know it'll be asked, Mindy doesn't have autism or ADHD. And if she does, my daughter has ADHD and both my sister's kids are on the spectrum. They knew better. I don't think Mindy was malicious. She was only 6, but I do think precautions should be made. My parents agreed with me, and my brother is mad that I put it in their heads. Am I the asshole?
I don't think you're an asshole for making a suggestion. I'm going to go with no for now.
I have ADHD and my brother's on the spectrum, and neither of us would wake up and decide to open all
runs.
Yeah. That has nothing to do with nothing anyways.
Yeah, that's not an excuse to not know right from wrong at all. Maybe some very severe circumstances, but not in general.
It's one thing to open your own gifts early or whatever and be a dick. But you're opening everybody's gifts and you didn't even try to wake up like an adult and stuff. And I know, about being a kid, being 6 or whatever, but you broke some toys.
This child broke some rules, and at 6 years old, they should be fully aware that at least they were breaking rules. Maybe not exactly what the severity of the situation was, money and the effort and the time, and that some things can't be replaceable, and there's kids that are going to wake up now and whatever. Yeah. Those are probably not things that are crossing their mind, but they definitely know that they're breaking rules, especially when it's not their first Christmas, and I'm sure they've never opened gifts just on their own and then broken them, so No. And second of all, it sounds like they were told multiple times, do not go in the living room, don't look at the gifts, don't think of the gifts, go get the adults. I get children being way too excited, but yeah, they should have known they were at least being naughty.
I just don't think it's a bad thing to try to take a precaution the next year. Something happened one year, it doesn't really matter whose kid it was.
Yeah. Yeah,
I would
or
have
like
been like, yeah, your
Santa
kid.
drops off presents in a locked bedroom now, and then in the morning, mom and dad bring them out. We just don't need to do that again. Why would we do that again?
You don't really need to tiptoe around them and not hurt their feelings by saying no one and this and that. Your kid had a mistake last year. Let's try to avoid the mistake.
We don't need to create more opportunities for more mistakes. Your child damn near ruined Christmas. I mean, we're not going to talk about a 6-year-old's intentions, but the results was a lot of
Right.
crying kids and broken toys.
And there's not a huge difference between 6 and 7. There is a little
Not
bit,
much.
but it's not huge. So it
Yeah.
doesn't mean it won't happen again.
I think
I don't
that
even
was
completely
probably a really practical solution. That's something I might even see myself suggesting.
A lot of times my parents would put a lot of our gifts into the closets or whatever, and we weren't allowed in there until after Christmas. Anyways, pretty
Well, it
common to
seems
hide
like
a lot
it's
of
like
gifts.
the kind of thing where they want the kids to wake up to presents under the tree.
You can do that, I guess.
Then they'd
Early in
have
the
to wake up
morning.
before the kids. That would
That
be
might be what
treacherous as an adult, but that might be what you have to do.
that would be
Or
what you
wake
have to
up
do when Mindy's there.
or lock them boys up.
The living room is locked up. You have to wake up your parents before you go in the living room. If you can
If
lock
there's
the
an
living
ability
room,
to lock the living room, yeah, I don't even know why this is a discussion. I would just do it.
it says either lock the living room up or put a gate around the tree. And the gate is not going to help you. The gate is just an extra obstacle
Let's
for
not
that
do the
child.
gate. You're not an asshole for suggesting the gate, but let's not do the gate.
The gate's just
Christmas toy jail. We don't need that. It's like chains around the presents.
You don't think a kid at 5 in the morning is going to climb that gate, scale it so fast to get to its
Yeah.
presents?
Yeah, a 7-year-old and a gate around presents. I don't
I'm
think
sorry. Let's stop being so sensitive about our kids making mistakes.
Please.
And just suggesting a locked room or a gate does not suggest that your child is an animal or being mistreated.
Facts. Let's not be that sensitive.
I get being embarrassed. This
Yeah.
sucks. It was my child, but I think every
Mhm.
parent has that moment with one of their kids where it's like, yep, my kid went in and the laws changed after that.
Exactly. Laws change because of people's stupid behavior. Let's not act like your kid is not part of humanity, not contributing their own stupid behaviors to life.
I think everybody's had that moment with their kid. My dad always used to talk about my sister taking her to the movies, and my sister's like a really fun person. Y'all know how she is now. When she was a kid, she was in the movie theater, and she smacked a guy in the back of the head so hard that he turned around and he thought it was my dad. He was going to square up with my dad. Sorry, that was my 5-year-old daughter. She like punched him. So
Why?
I don't know. Should have known something was up then, but I don't know.
I don't know.
But that's the thing, like everyone's got that moment with their kid where they're like, "Oh shit, that's my kid."
Yeah, everyone's kid does embarrassing stuff. That's just part of raising a child and being a child.
My sister TP'd people, and then she lost her cell phone in their yard, so then my dad had to go retrieve it from their house the next day
Oh man, it happens.
as they were cleaning up their yard.
Have you found a cell phone in there? Belongs to my daughter. She
Oh,
wasn't.
they found it. They called him from it.
God. So they did find a cell phone in there.
Oh yeah. But let's go to top comment with 19,000 upvotes. It says, I mean, why wouldn't you do this? It kind of isn't even just about Mindy, although of course it's about Mindy. She ruined Christmas and broke a lot of other people's toys. But you have a bunch of small children who are notoriously bad with impulse control. Why not lock the door or put a gate around the tree? Any child could be tempted by sleeping parents and gorgeously wrap presents under a lit tree. She's still only 7. Also, if your kid acts like a baby, they should be treated like one. Come on, Sally. The girl opened half of the Christmas presents, and you and your husband had to shell out to replace them. Wouldn't you rather lock them in a room than risk having to put out and feel embarrassed all over again? Not the asshole. That's true. Why go through
and that's a good point. Who is to say that it's their kid that's gonna unwrap all the presents this year? It could be anybody's kid that unwraps all the Christmas presents. I remember waking up in the middle of the night when I still thought Santa was a thing And I would wake up every hour or 2 hours and just go check under the tree and wait for the presents to be there. And it was the most beautiful sight in the world. And the amount of self control that we all had to practice in order to not open those presents. We all know if you do, you're breaking the rules. That's just facts. And then sometimes kids break the rules and they have to get in a little bit of trouble. Not violence, just trouble.
Not violent. So this other comment says, info, if you truly believe Mindy wouldn't do this again, are there other kids that are likely to be tempted? What age range of the kids are we talking, and why do you think there might be a repeat? OP responded to that, and they said, I don't know if she'd do it again. Some of the kids thought it was funny, and while we had several discussions, I feel it's best to take a preventative measure. My kids are 8 and 5, nephews are 7 and 8. I just can't disagree with that.
I think it could be any child that does it. That's why I think those other parents are being kind of sensitive that it's even brought up, because if it happens once, now it's like all those kids might got the itch. Someone else might want to do it this year now just because they want to be the first ones to open the presents. We might have a thing going here. Let's just stop it all right here because we're the adults and we're in charge.
I agree. OP has responded to a couple comments. Someone else said, Soft, you are the asshole. I get that you are being cautious because of what happened last year. That was a big deal to happen to the other kids' gifts and something that shouldn't have happened at all. That said, wasn't Mandy disciplined for it? Are your brother and Sally really lenient with her or something? Is there a reason for you to think that she would do it again? A lot of maturing happens in a year for kids that age, and hopefully Sally has talked to Mindy in advance to reiterate the rules and that it can't happen again. Give her a chance to do better before you write her off as a bad kid. And OP responded, Mindy was spoken to about it, but had no real punishment outside. She didn't get to open presents with everybody else. I know she did still get all of her gifts. That's why I'm unsure if she'll do it again.
I'm not going to rely on other people's parenting in the year of 2024, 2025. I hope and pray and wish that they speak to their child about it then, and they also speak to their child about it now, and maybe a lot of other times about right and wrong and responsibility and things like that in between. But I'm not going to rely on other people's parenting to dictate if my child's presents get opened in the dead of the night and broken.
It's not even just Mindy. It's the other kids too. And it's your own parenting too. You said you have an 8 and a 5-year-old or something like that. Your 5-year-old could do it. You don't know. Kids get excited. Who knows the real reason why this happened? Could happen for any reason. Kids make up stuff too, or stories on the spot or whatever. You'll never truly.
Yeah, I think an 8-year-old would even do any kid, even if they know right from wrong, they have the ability to choose wrong. It happens. It wouldn't be the first time a child has snooped through the Christmas presents or opened one up that wasn't theirs. Kids do. They make up stories all the time.
I used to always go find my presents early. In fact, one year my parents, we divided the presents because we always divided between the 3 of us. So I would hand out all the presents. And then they were like, okay, now Amory's gifts are Beck's gifts are Thomas's gifts, and Thomas's gifts are Amory's gifts. Now all you guys switch. And it was like, I was shaking gifts. My dad thought it was the funniest thing. I was sitting there shaking gifts, guessing what they were. I'm like, oh, this is this. And he was laughing at me. He's like, okay.
That was probably the smartest thing they ever did.
Probably, but wouldn't work on Mindy. She'd open them all. That's the thing I can't get over. It's something to open your own gifts early or whatever and be a menace to society in that way. Right. But to be like, I'm just curious what everyone else got. I just need to open them all and destroy. How is she destroying them? Did she take like a sledgehammer to these things?
That's the thing. What did you open it and be like, oh, I don't like this toy because it's not mine, and throw it against the wall or something? Yeah. How does a 6-year-old truly destroy a doll or a truck or a playset?
Well, I mean, it's possible, but how much time did she have?
Just tearing through stuff. I guess they did say that the living room was destroyed.
I guess they're going to have to give her a little melatonin before bed this time.
A little something. Yeah, I don't know.
Something.
A little something to sleep just a couple hours longer. I don't know.
And that is not parenting advice, nor does it reflect the views of ChickChat.
It's merely an option.
Merely an option. Alleged option.
Allow you choose your own path, okay?
You know your home. Whatever works in your home will work in your home. Don't do anything illegal. Now we're just putting ourselves into a hole.
Very clear that we're not promoting any illegal activity.
We're not promoting anything that is harmful.
This is all for entertainment purposes. We're back. Sorry. sorry for the messages.
Yeah, but I used to be very curious like that, but I couldn't imagine opening everybody else's gifts.
Part of me thinks that just because the 6-year-old could read doesn't necessarily mean that the 6-year-old was going around actually reading whose gifts these were and maybe just kind of actually being a maniac and opening all of them. I understand them saying you just wanted to see what everyone got, but that doesn't mean that they looked at the gift and was like, oh, this is Johnny's. I wonder what Johnny got. I think this kid was like, pew, 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 pew. Don't like that, don't like that, don't like that. Smashed everything that wasn't theirs.
I would be so curious to see the nanny cam on that one.
Yeah, what the hell? You better have some kind of sensors.
That's what you need to do. You need to invest in a little camera so this way you can check on the presents.
A camera, maybe. I'm sure they have weight sensors now or something. You could put them, all up on something, and if a gift gets lifted up, it gives a siren for the adults to wake up.
Exactly. Some kind of
that would be better than locking them away because then it's inconspicuous. It would just be a little tucked away alarm.
Right. And the alarm could give them a scare of a lifetime. One time I woke my brother up on Christmas and he screamed so loud I never woke him up again.
No, I think that's a really good consequence too, because you're right. It would probably terrify them and it would embarrass them right away. And they would never. Every time they go to creep up to the presents, they don't even want to touch them after that.
Yep. Now they're like, oh, can I even have my gift?
I know. Can I touch it, please?
I guess Exactly. I like that. I like that idea. I like having a camera, motion detector, alarm.
Yeah, so we know who the offender is when they run back into the basement.
But no, you're not the asshole for actually trying to suggest something.
I don't think anyone really could be the asshole for ever suggesting anything unless it was suggesting some kind of violence, like
it's just a suggestion. You can just say, oh, I don't like that idea. Maybe we'll think of something else.
I also don't think that that's even a bad idea, let alone a bad suggestion, but I like the alarm idea best. I think that would be.
I like the alarm best because it's traumatizing, but I also like a camera. You can keep checking in all night. If I were you, I probably wouldn't be getting much sleep this night, regardless whether the door is locked, I have a camera or an alarm system, because Mindy's on the loose. So you're going to be wondering where she's at anyways.
I feel like anyone with a child in the home on Christmas or anything that's replicated Christmas when there's toys and gifts that are going to be open in the morning, you're not getting much sleep. You know that.
You could put a little tracker on her, maybe.
That's true.
Although it could be any of the kids, so.
You could even do an alarm in their bedroom for an appropriate time in the morning and tell them they're not allowed to come out. I mean, not lock the door because that would be dangerous, but just tell them, the rule is I stay in bed until, 6 o'clock.
This goes off, and then we'll come get you kind of thing.
Yeah.
It can be early because I used to go early. Yeah,
but that could be a rule that just prevents them from even being tempted to look at the gifts.
I like that. But I don't know. I'm voting not the asshole. What about you?
No, never the asshole. Barely ever for a suggestion, but definitely not for a good suggestion.
No, I don't believe so. Not the asshole, and neither does Reddit. That's what you were voted, not the asshole. The only thing I recommend is you have to talk with your brother about reality. I mean, it's not his kid originally. I mean, it's his kid now, but it's not his original child. Maybe he just needs to know kids make mistakes. It's not a big deal. This has nothing to do with the kid personally. Maybe a good talk could go a long way. Another point too is it's not his kid, and so he probably maybe might not even have a whole lot of control over this parenting situation, which again is another reason why I would not be relying on this lady's parenting. Nothing against this lady. Agreed. Okay. Next story. Case closed. Case closed. This one is from Am I the Asshole from 2 days ago. So it is recent. The last one was from a year ago. I don't think I said it, but this one's from 2 days ago. It's titled, Am I the Asshole for not attending my family Christmas gathering because I can't afford the $250 white elephant gift? $250? $250. Where's the Kardashians? Are you in Calabasas? Calabasas. Anyway, so it starts, my 29 female family has a tradition where we do a big Christmas get-together every year, and the highlight is the white elephant gift exchange. It's always been a fun time, but this year my family decided to raise the price limit to $250 per gift. I'm honestly a little shocked. I get that inflation has hit, but that's a lot of money for one gift, especially for something that's supposed to be fun and quirky, not something super expensive or meaningful. I have a pretty tight budget this year with an unexpected medical bills and just general life expenses. After paying for all of my bills and essentials, there's barely enough to get by. The idea of spending $250 on a gift is totally unrealistic for me. Expected to show up for the family dinner and festivities. I started feeling like I was being pushed out of the tradition because of my financial situation. I told her that, honestly, if I can't participate in the gift exchange, then I might not come at all. I didn't want to be the person who was sitting awkwardly and watching everyone else exchange expensive gifts when I couldn't contribute. Plus, I didn't want to feel embarrassed about not meeting their expectations. My mom thinks I'm being petty and that it's just one gift. My dad says I'm overreacting, that it's not about the price, it's about the spirit of Christmas, which, to be fair, I do agree with, but still, $250? Some of my siblings are saying I should just suck it up and join in because it's about being together, while others are just telling me that they agree with me, but they're still going to participate since the majority of the family agreed to this. There's approximately 18 to 25 people in my family that will be there, and we're expected to get gifts for our family members as well. I really don't want to make a big scene or cause drama, but at the same time, I feel like this is a massive financial burden that's being placed on me, and I just don't know if it's worth it to show up and feel out of place. So, am I the asshole if I sit this one out?
That's a tough one.
Little conundrum there.
I mean, on one end, I feel like, sometimes a price limit is like a ceiling and
I know
anything
that's
in
what my original thought is. Is
yeah.
that can it be anywhere between $10 and $250? I mean,
I know that that would not feel great to give somebody, some fuzzy socks and a mug when other people are maybe getting Beats headphones and,
I don't know if
a
those are that
gaming
expensive
system.
anymore.
They're not. No, you have to get some more items than that. But yeah, I get that that might not feel great to give, but I think you being there is important too, especially if it's your family and if you really do feel close with them. I guess it just depends on how close you feel with your family or what your
Well,
priorities are
and
in that
judging by
aspect.
what the family is responding with, which is about being together and this and that, is OP missing something? Like, is she thinking that she's forced to spend this 250 and that's just the ceiling, like you said? But it is a
Yeah,
very high ceiling for a white elephant. I mean, in my family, white elephants were gag gifts or funny
yeah.
gifts or someone's
Well, and that's
underwear.
what she
So
had brought up as well. That's a lot of money to spend on a gag gift, and obviously these aren't going to be gag gifts anymore. They're going to be real gifts.
have to be for $250. Like,
Yeah.
what would it be, like a $250 like, statue of something meaningless? Like, what else could you spend that kind of money on besides some kind of ridiculous art piece or something?
Right. Yeah. I don't even know. So, and then on top of that, to know that they're expected to get gifts for probably not all like 15 to 20 people, but probably like half of them or something, which is still a lot. I think that that is a big expectation, but they know this happens every year. I know they didn't know that the price limit was going to be this high every year, but at the same time, everyone plans for Christmas and
Right.
I,
I mean, a compromise to that would be to either show up after the white elephant or leave right before. And so this way you're here for part of it and you got to see your family
Mhm.
and engage in what you want to engage in, and then you don't have to worry about being a part of the other stuff. I mean, if there's really a $250 tag
Yeah.
on this thing, which I'm assuming this must be happening in the Hamptons, but
The Hamptons and Calabasas. That's quite
somewhere.
the price tag. I am not disagreeing that that's too much money. But again, I think in those kinds of situations, at least the way I think about it, and maybe other people are different, but I just see that as this is the max. Do not spend more than that. And I think that that is still a lot, but I don't think that means you must spend $250. I don't think that even means you must spend $100. I think it just means don't spend $255.
That's a lot. I'd almost be like, don't spend more than $50.
Yeah,
But still, I mean, people are going to do what they're going to do. But even if you wanted to partake in it, I don't think it'd be the worst thing, even if you showed up with a gift that was like $50. Like, what are they really going to do? Be like, what a horrible, cheap gift, you peasant cousin.
yeah, like find something really cool for $50. It's a white elephant. People fight over stuff anyways. I bet you someone's gonna show up with a $250
Yeah, don't
air
you know you
fryer
not
and
even put on
nobody's
your
gonna
name?
want it because everyone has a air fryer.
Don't you even not even have to put your name on it? You
Exactly.
can put in anything. You could say you brought the AirPods.
Yeah, put someone else's name, put your parents' name on it.
Take whatever your parents have, put your name on it. Problem
Mm-hmm.
solved.
Yep.
You don't even, I don't think, have to put a name on it. I think you just wrap them up. We never put names on it. We kind of guessed who got them.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they're overreacting necessarily. I think that this is a high limit. I think that they're reacting to it appropriately if they're not feeling their best financially. But I do think that they should go. I'm not a fan of sitting yourself out for pity. I think that makes
Yeah.
everyone feel worse. Just come as you are. It's your family. do what you can do. I don't think anyone's going to sit there and talk crap about your presents. And if they are, that's their problem.
Yeah, and if your family is the kind of family that's got a 250 price like minimum on white elephants, they already know you're broke, so they're expecting you to come through with a candle, bitch.
So true. And you know what? Why don't you go there, sit in on that white elephant, you collect your $200 gift, you go back, you sell that gift, and now you have a comeuppance. You now have $200 instead of $50.
I don't disagree with that, not one bit. So top comment says, not the asshole. I get it would be very uncomfortable to be the only one who couldn't afford it, but tell your dad you will come if he gives you the $250. I don't even think that's necessary. It's an idea, especially if y'all are in the Hamptons. But I don't think it's necessary.
I don't necessarily disagree with you about that. So I think
kind of for just throwing in a random gift or just showing up before or after the white elephant. I mean, it's not the whole party.
Right.
It's probably 30 minutes of a party.
I would ask that too if I needed to. I might just say, I'll just take your money for my Christmas present right now.
Comes up with this 250 thing to me, but that's just me.
I think that the poster is hyper fixated on the 250. I don't think it's really that big of a deal.
Right, they have an NSFW profile. We love that. They do have quite a bit of comments so far. So somebody said, let's see, 250 is the upper limit. Just get what you can afford, but make it useful so that most of your family would like to have it. And OP responded, there hasn't been a maximum limit set. They said they wanted to step it up this Christmas since we are older, and that's why we bumped it up.
Just be quiet with your blah, blah, blah.
What does that mean there hasn't been a maximum set? A limit is a maximum, isn't it?
I think she meant previously they've never had a maximum, and so now they're saying that, which is giving her the impression that it needs to be an expensive gift. Yeah. But I feel like she's trying to exclude herself. Try to include yourself. Just try it.
Somebody commented under that to OP and they said, good God, this logic is giving me a stroke. What the actual F? I've never spent more than $50 on a Secret Santa type anything.
Mm-hmm. Somebody wanted to increase this limit just to kind of like show out for no reason, which like, go off if you want to, but I'm not.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Office episode where everybody did Secret Santa or whatever, and they had the price limit or whatever, like $20 or something, and Michael put in an iPod. At the time, it was like over $100, and he made the Secret Santa into a white elephant because he realized who had him got him mittens or something. So he was trying to get a more expensive gift, but he spent way more than everybody else. So he was like, what the hell? So it's kind of like that. I feel like maybe one or two people are coming in there with like $250 gift, and everyone else is like,
that's ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of part of the roulette of white elephant, right? You might come in there and try to pop off, and then you might end up with mittens. So that's part of the game.
Yeah.
It's okay to have a shitty gift. That's part of the game.
So this is a side note because I'm on their page and they have an NSFW whatever, and I think it's because they respond to some NSFW posts, and I can't not read this specifically. I'm sorry, OP, if you're listening to this, but this has got me in.
Don't that your face has been seeing breath.
In shreds. Okay, so it says this post originally says something along the lines of, I'm curious, what is the first thing you do after having sex? The original person said this is definitely NSFW now at this point, but I either take a PS or grab something to clean myself, just trying to see who else does something else out of curiosity. And our OP said, smoke a cigarette and either high five or slap his ass and tell him good game. I gotta be fast though. Within 2 to 3 minutes, he's normally asleep.
Oh my.
Okay, OP.
Focusing. Sounds like me in college.
I don't think you need to be 10 Christmas. I think you're set. I think you need that 250.
Smoke another cig, smack another ass. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
So it doesn't sound like they'll be spending Christmas alone. They have Sir Sleeps a lot.
They got someone that they smack.
I just don't think you should be sitting at home alone, excluding your own self. Nobody's excluding you but your own self just because you're feeling broke. I think that's just going to make you feel more sad and feel more broke and actually be more broke, because what if you end up with a $250 gift and then you have been enriched with love and gifts?
Oh, that's beautiful, Miss Brooke. Now, this commenter said, I looked up the White Elephant Exchange. I used to go to a meet at Walt Disney World with other Disney fans, and we'd have one. Our budget was more in the $20 range. I think $250 is a lot for the risk that you could get stuck with a gift you don't use or can't use. Even gender inappropriate. My friends used to do a sort of secret Santa exchange with adults. This way each person only had to buy one adult a gift, and in exchange, they would receive one substantial gift. Suggestions for what to buy were encouraged, so no one ended up with a gift that they didn't want. Other than the kids, no other gifts were exchanged. It was probably cheaper than having to buy 10 medium-priced gifts. If they change to raise the amount of the gift, and that sucks the fun out of the holiday, they have no right to guilt you about choosing not to attend. And OP responded, I think several family members are going with gift cards, scratch tickets, subscription boxes, etc. are some ideas that I've heard. Someone suggested I offer to do a few hours of house cleaning. I like the idea of offering a service. It puts a value on my time and allows me to participate without spending a ton. Cleaning
No.
someone's house
For Christmas?
Christmas.
Not
That is not a Christmas gift. They want to make you a slave. Just get them a mug with some hot cocoa. That's enough.
You can F right off. You're getting worse than that. No,
You're becoming free labor. There's no reason for that. Why become someone's free labor for Christmas? Like
I'm
cleaning
over here
someone's house.
thinking so nicely, and this family's like, well, if you can't afford a giant gift, you must be our slave.
And $250 in gift cards, that just feels like a waste anyways. Unless you're going to give me a lawnmower, why would you spend $250 in gift cards?
Honestly, just to get another $250 in gift cards
Right
to
back.
somewhere freaking else. Stop it. I hate this family. Don't go.
Just
You're
spend
done.
$250 on gift cards just to hopefully get a gift card back for $250.
The more of this family's logic that I hear, the more on the side I am of just don't go.
And $250 in like scratch off tickets. Stop it right there. That's even worse. At least you're getting the $250 right back in a gift card.
You might as well just burn it right in front of everybody.
Burn it. Take a match right to it. The subscription boxes and stuff. I guess it's kind of cool. Pay for a year of what, Hulu or something, but like, why?
Who cares?
It's so random. That's not crazy.
At this point, just bring $250 cash and just throw it down on the table, and somebody roll the dice. Whoever's the high roller gets it all.
I just think it'd be much better to just be like, here's a $50 limit and think of something maybe thoughtful. Just something small, thoughtful. That's it. That's way more thoughtful to me than getting $250 worth of gift cards. Especially if I have to spend $250 to get the $250 gift card. It just feels like a weird exchange.
No, after that.
I feel a little bit of my soul would be sold in that process.
I agree. Yes, I think I'm just going with everybody here sucks.
Someone in these comments said that the house cleaning gift's a great gift. No, it is not.
I hate that idea. You should have seen my face. The minute that you read that, I was in utter shock. I would never. That is not the spirit of Christmas. Unless you are a little old lady who is unable and you are there on a volunteer basis out of love. Yeah. No. I am not going over to my sister-in-law's house because I couldn't afford a gift for her and scrubbing her floors for the next month and a half. You can that's my D.
Or if you're a little kid and you're making your parents a little coupon book, I'm going to clean my room this day. Something like that. Like that's precious. But this is just, so what? You're going to give them a IOU, a clean house?
Wash your socks and underwear for the next month? No, thank you.
So what? Cousin Ed's going to call you up one day. Like, you don't even know which cousin or aunt or uncle this is even going to go to. You could show up at someone's nasty house.
He could be at the creepy uncle's house and he could just be in there farting and drunk. And you have to be in there, what, cleaning? Like some kind of
it's gonna be Uncle Todd, and I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna be alone, and it's gonna be terrifying. No, and I'm gonna be expected to bring my own cleaning equipment and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Don't offer to do something like this. For one, you do not know where everything goes in other people's houses. I don't care if they're your auntie, your cousin, your whatever. Unless it's your parents, you probably don't even know where things go. So you're gonna be spending half of your time trying to figure that out.
It's just a big no.
It's a mess. I would much rather just spend $50 on something and call it a day and lie if you have to.
Yeah.
Put a brand name on it. Call it a day.
Yes, that's a good idea. Get yourself a fake Prada.
Who's gonna really be clocking it? Is someone really gonna be Walmart looking all these things up? Like, let's look up the cost on that. Oh, you didn't spend it. Well, we're gonna shame you now. Like, no.
You must now clean for 32 minutes to make up for the price.
And cleaning someone's house is equivalent to $250. Like,
No,
why can't you just let the girl get a damn $20 bear to somebody or something? Just anything. Candles.
Yeah, I hate this.
Let her go to Marshall's and get a few things. Whoever suggested that, they hate you.
Me too. Me too. And the fact that people are agreeing with it, I don't know. What do you think, ChickChat? Do you think it's a good idea to
No,
offer your cleaning services?
no, it's not. I don't even want to
And
ask
you
them.
better not say yes, because Anne is going to come argue with you in the comments.
It just reminds me of Broad City, the first episode where they were cleaning the apartment for that guy who wanted to act like a baby the whole time. And then when they asked him for the money, he was like, you know, I had no money.
No,
Just
no
a
money.
baby.
No, but for real, that's what you're gonna end up at your weirdest uncle's house, because your weirdest uncle is the only one who'll be like, yeah, you can come clean my house. Anyone sane is gonna be like, I don't want you touching my underwear and putting my dishes in the wrong place.
It's just so random and weird. Yeah, just offer to clean someone's house. That wouldn't even be an idea on the top of my head. Whoever that is wants you to clean their house.
And that's the creepy one.
Yep, that's the one that set the
It
price
could be
limit.
an auntie, whatever, but it just seems to always have to be a creepy uncle somewhere.
I have a theory that maybe whoever wanted to raise the price limit really wanted to make sure that they could get their cousins and stuff like that to be doing odd jobs for them. Oh, you can clean the house. Oh, you can use the gutters. You can mow the lawn.
$50. Come. I will help you.
Could be a whole conspiracy going on trying to get free labor from your family.
I think you're onto something, actually. You're probably not wrong.
Like you said, the only okay situation would be like a grandmother or something. Like, I'm gonna come clean your house. I'm gonna help you out. Whatever, Merry Christmas.
Right.
But there's no Merry Christmas. I'm gonna come over to your house one day and clean it for you randomly.
And not for a white elephant.
No, trust me, if I even offer that up, the moment somebody tries to take me up on it, I'm not even going to answer my phone that day, probably. I'm not going to want to clean. Like, at the time, I don't even want to clean my own house, so I'm not going to go over to someone else.
No, I mean, like, I'm in the hospital. I'll be here all year.
Yeah, if you leave me alone for too long, I already get focused on something else, and then it's, yeah.
I think everybody here sucks. I have this overly optimistic view, I think, of holidays and gatherings, and I always want everyone to be together, so it makes me upset that they would want to exclude themselves over this, in my opinion, arbitrary rule. But I also think that this family, the more that I learn about them, is completely insane and ridiculous, and I may not want to spend my Christmas with them either.
Oh, it was a commenter that told them, let your gift be a gift certificate for you to clean their home or car for 4 hours. 4 hours? That's so specific. No, don't do that.
Unless that person is a professional maid or a professional car detailer or a professional gutter cleaner, then no, do not provide
a service,
subpar services to family members.
For me, I'm an esthetician, so sometimes I will offer a free facial or something like that. Like, that's acceptable.
That is different.
But if you just are a normal person like me, and I don't normally clean for people, you could mess something up not knowing what you're doing. And even cleaning, if you mess something up or break some or whatever, then you owe money, and you could just bought them a damn gift card.
Or not showing up.
I think cleaning the house is a bad idea. It's a white elephant. You can get anybody. It's a risk. It's just risky on so many different levels.
At this point, if I show up, I'm bringing a deck of cards. I don't even care.
I would even just sit out the white elephant before I offer to clean for somebody. I'll watch it. I'll film the white elephant.
More food and drink time for me.
It's not that serious. I'm not going to go back to somebody's house in a few weeks, and who knows when I'm going to take you up on it. They could dirty the hell out of their house before that. Like, hey, my house is dirty. Come over here. There's so many what ifs. There's so many scenarios. And who in their right mind, like you said, is actually going to be like, okay, I'm going to call up my cousin now because she gave me this white elephant for cleaning my house.
Ain't happening.
If they can afford a $250 gift card, scratch off, white elephant type of situation, they can afford a freaking maid. Like, they don't need you in there.
Oh, so true.
If for some reason your family's got it like this and you don't, for whatever reason, you might not be the one they want coming over to their house.
That's what I'm saying. Let's not offer subpar professional services when, just like you said, these people can probably afford it. I just think everyone's an asshole. I don't really like any of these people.
I don't think the OP would be the asshole for not going. I just think OP is a little bit of the asshole for not understanding what's going on here. I have a feeling that it's really not this serious.
That's why everyone sucks here. Yeah, because that's why I think they suck. I think they're purposefully excluding themselves unnecessarily, and that irks me. And then I also just think that this family is such that someone may want to purposefully exclude themselves unnecessarily. Maybe this is a very
Possible.
convenient excuse to not hang out with your sucky family, which again means everybody sucks here to me.
Possible. Very possible. Yeah, keep going back to, like, is she 18? Is she 17? How old is this
That's
person?
also true. Yeah.
But she's 29.
Just a couple more years of bringing shitty gifts, you'll be up there with the ranks of them.
I don't even think you need to be. I think you guys need to lower your limit. Stop doing this. Because we're adults, we should not be raising our limits. We should be lowering them as we become more and more adults. Inflation has gone crazy.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, like,
adults. We don't need extravagant gifts, especially just these random white elephant gifts. That's such a good point. Let's
no.
save our money for the children here and keep it moving.
Yeah, we do a Secret Santa every year with our friends, but there's no real price limit or minimum or maximum or whatever. It's kind of just whatever you can do. Some
Yeah.
people go a little bit more overboard than others, and I'm admittedly one of those people, but putting the wrong way. Yeah, I go a little over and above. I usually start my Christmas prep the day after Christmas. So, but this year I'm actually 3 weeks early on Christmas, so I'm kind of just vibing right now until about January, and then I might start making my gifts. But like I said, it's a full year thing for me. Not everybody is the same, and I make a lot of my gifts, so I don't spend a ton at one time. I kind of like sprinkle it all throughout a year.
And also, too, by the time the holidays comes around, you're kind of making gifts for everybody else by that time. So you have to sort of think ahead, I bet.
Yep, because I also sell records and stuff like that a lot throughout the holidays. But when we do our gift exchange, we don't have like our limit or a maximum, but I can't imagine people really going over above and doing $250 worth of stuff in a gift. Not even me.
Yeah.
You know who you're dealing with, and you just gotta know who's showing up to your party, what people can actually do and what people can't, and being able to accept what people can and can't do. I think even getting something as simple as a candle and a nice card is just as nice as getting $100 gift. It's just whatever the person can do if they're thinking of you. You found your perfect scent or something like that. Who knows? But
yes.
there's just so many things that are more important. And then when we do our Secret Santa, we only get it for one person. We know in advance who that person is, so you can kind of get suggestions.
Tailor it, individualize.
Yeah. Some other commenter said we also put out a list of suggestions of things that we like or interests that we have and stuff like that to give people a good idea. I always tell people, though, just get things whatever you would like for somebody else for the most part. If you're in a male-female thing or binary or whatever the hell's going on out there, if you're in a multi-gender situation, just try to get something less gender biased. But if you're in a whatever's going on there. But
it is pretty easy for us because we are a group of girls, so it's kind of like, at minimum, you can get some nice cozy things, some sort of smelly things or soft things or just girly things are always great.
We didn't do it this year, but we were doing a white elephant on top of that, which is just like a $5 to $10 funny gift.
Yeah, like a gag gift. Yeah.
Yeah, like kazoos from Marshalls, and we messed with those for a while.
We had a time with those. Yeah, those were fantastic.
That's what I think a white elephant should be. So I don't understand putting a nice gift into a white elephant anyways. It's way beyond my comprehension level. Like my family would put in really weird items. My cousin moved into an older lady's house that left everything when she passed away in the house, and everything that was in the house was to my cousin. So she had the craziest gifts for a long time. Really old trinkets, things that didn't make sense. Funny. Old women's underwear, like multiple weird
My
items.
mom's friends, I think, still do a Secret Santa, and then they also do a white elephant as well. And I think their white elephant is usually like liquor and stuff like that.
Oh, that's fun too.
And that's a reasonable price, but it's also not like super cheap. It's not like a $5 piece of trash. It's something you can actually use.
My family's was like free trash. Whatever was in their house.
Honestly, yeah.
My Uncle Andy used to wrap everything up with duct tape as well. So then you have to wait 10 minutes to open the my family gifts were insane. So I'm not used to like a nice white elephant gift. I feel like that would be more of your Secret Santa gift, and then you throw a bomb in.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I know everybody's different. It's just giving upper echelon white.
Yeah, it's giving a Kardashian family white elephant. And not everyone is the Kardashians. In fact, nobody is.
Just being honest and upfront, I don't think anybody's going to care if you either don't put a gift in or if you put in something cheaper. I think your only real options here is to show up before the white elephant. to either throw in something a little bit cheaper that you can afford, but who the hell wants, like these other gifts don't make no sense, the scratch offs and stuff. I'd much rather get a $50 nice gift than $100 in scratch offs.
I'm
Kidding
gonna
me?
get you a single $1 scratch off.
Ridiculous.
Y'all can fight over it.
I know with White Elephant, people trade around a lot too. So
Yes.
what's the point of trading like a bunch of gift cards and scratch offs and stuff? Like, I can't afford to indulge in this, so I'm just gonna wait this one out. I'm gonna go have me a couple cocktails and hang out with the kids or whatever. I mean, not everybody's gonna be partaking in this, I assume.
Yes, I've sat out on White Elephants before at parties. It doesn't feel awkward at all. I just go have a snack, use the potty, refresh my drink, have a little laugh at whatever's going on, and then it's done.
Done. I recommend doing one of those options, and it's really kind of all you got. But do not clean anyone's house. That is not an option.
Do not offer any kind of services.
We gave you 4 viable options here, and cleaning someone's house is not one of them. Just to let you know.
Not one at all.
Off limits. Please do not. Do not. You don't want to be remembered as the girl who cleaned someone's house last year for Christmas. Like,
I know. And then what if people start to expect that
from you? Yeah, like, oh, you're not gonna give me a maid card?
Uncle Johnny got a maid card last year. I've been waiting all year on my laundry.
Wait a minute. You gave me $250 worth of scratch offs. I could have had my kitchen cleaned.
No, it's a no for me.
It's a no for me on so many levels. I can't even fathom it. I have a million reasons to not clean somebody else's house for a Christmas gift. I'd rather get a hug than have someone come clean my house for Christmas. And my house could use a cleaning for Christmas. Well, thank you for joining us, Chick Chat. We love coming here for the holidays.
Yes, happy holidays. We hope that you're all enjoying your time with your family. Hopefully you're not held to these kinds of ridiculous standards. And if you are, do not offer your services of cleaning or car detailing.
Definitely not.
All right, Chick Chatters. Well, thank you so much for joining our second annual Chickmas.
Thank you guys so much for coming. And remember to like, subscribe, share, copy the link.
Yes.
You gotta share it. But you can for us for Christmas if you would like.
Yes, share it with everybody. It's a Christmas story. Who doesn't like a Christmas story? Share it online, share it on Instagram, share it on Snapchat, copy the link 6 times. Help us out. Christmas gift. It's free. It's not even $250.
Yep, and we're heading into a new year. And that being said, Brooke will not be with us for the new year. So probably not going to be a New Year story, which probably not. But we got our Christmas special. We'll probably skip the New Year special this year.
But I think we might have some vacation stories possibly coming up after the New Year's as well, after my vacation.
So we will be back after the new year.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us and have a happy new year, and see you in 2025, Chick Chat.
Thank you for joining us in the year of 2024. We can't wait to have more fun next year.
More fun.
Bye-bye.
What do you want for Christmas?
Host.
Merry Christmas.